string theory is a physical notion that has the potential to answer some of the universe's many questions. String theory by itself is not that hard to understand. It is simply a way to look at everything around us. Imagine anything made of matter, say this apple. Looking at it at the microscopic level, we find atoms made of neutrons, protons, and electrons. We could then break protons and neutrons into quarks, which are some of the many elementary particles that have been observed. String theory says that within all of these elementary particles, there's a tiny string of energy that vibrates and moves around in a specific way to define the elementary particle it becomes. If I strobe a certain string, I produce a certain note. If I strobe a different string, I produce a different note. We can connect this analogy back to the different vibrations of the energy strength, which would in fact not produce different musical notes, but different particles. That is the rough definition of string theory. Although there is no concrete proof of this statement, string theory can be used as a guideline to make other very important assumptions of our world, like the dimensions that we live in, or the beginning of time. As a theoretical idea of physics, string theory is heavily dependent on mathematics. When mathematicians do the corresponding math of string theory, they observe that these strings cannot function in our three-dimensional spatial world. In fact, after a lot of math, theorists concluded there are a total of 11 dimensions that we must live in. Where are these extra 7 dimensions? Well, mathematicians propose that these other dimensions are inconceivable to us simply because they are so small and curled up into our 3 dimensions in structures known as Calabi-Yau manifolds. These manifolds are an interesting way to view the universe, as there could be many different permutations of Calabi-Yau manifolds, producing different arrangements of the dimensions. So then, is it possible that our universe may have a certain manifold, while a different universe may have a different manifold? The Big Bang Theory has been widely accredited as the theory of the beginning of time. But how can something come out of nothing? String theory provides an alternate explanation to the beginning of our universe. The behavior of these predicted extra dimensions allowed the strings to sometimes grow into membrane-like structures. Now, maybe it is possible that a certain membrane grew so large as to make up our entire universe. For example, take a membrane as a slice of bread. This is a universe, while these other membranes could be other parallel universes. What could have happened is that 2 parallel membranes collided and made a byproduct of our universe. This would explain how matter simply didn't get created through the Big Bang. Through the works of many great scientists like Kaluza, Veneziano, Witten, and Green, we have been able to grasp the roots of string theory. But is this all true? We don't know. But one thing is for sure, having a guide to explore many different questions will hopefully give us many answers in the future. And hopefully, one day we can observe our world with no strings attached.